Game number 3. Score is 1-1. It's the best of 5 grand finals in the SEA Captain's Draft 4.0 qualifiers. My name is Dragon Job. I'm joined by Mr. V, and Mineski versus TNC is shaping up to be the matchup that we hoped it would be.
I love how you're so hyped, but I'm just like, I wonder what Theban's death count is going to be this game, and how can I? Because he had 6, he didn't have 1, he didn't have 4, he didn't have 3, and he didn't have 2. One more last game.
God damn it. I have no choice but to be hyped. I got up at 5 AM to cast Dota. Like, not a morning person. This is just my only lifeline here. Just to see some SEA Dota.
Well, you're doing a great job, man.
Thanks.
It's really fun.
Thank you very much indeed. But yeah,
we need
new hero in the pool. Oh yeah, absolutely. With that shit. Been banned out every single time so far. It's every time it's made it into the pool, so I'm not too terribly worried, but at the same time, only have 2 bans left, Mr. B.
I'm getting concerned. I just hope they ignore it. Like, can both teams like have a mutual agreement? Like, all chat, just no techies, please.
I don't know, man. ISO is pretty crazy.
That's true.
They first pick 2, so like, wouldn't be too surprised if they just dare TNC to ban it,
5 seconds
and then
remaining.
pick it up themselves and just go ham. But yeah, we'll see. What else do we have? We have Faces Void, who can combo up with Legion Command. It seems like it's in every single hero pool, almost.
Mm-hmm.
We have the Raven Spectre, perhaps. You can see, have an eye on that one.
All right, I think I've got my my chat quiz done. Will Mr. V, this question 1, be wrong again for predictions? What will Theban's death count be? And number of items dropped in the game.
What?
Laying on the ground by the end of the game.
Okay.
All right, let's look at these drafts though. So we have carries being banned out. Both of these kind of illusion-based heroes from Mineski.
Yeah,
so they don't want to be terrible.
Yeah, those are Raven heroes for sure. So getting rid of those probably a good idea. Now, again, the techies question. That's the one that TNC has to ask themselves now. And not the Anti-Mage, it's still in the pool.
In the pool.
Ice, ice, ice. How much are you imploring jabs now?
Is there a setup? There's Kunkka X, which is really good with it. And Shadow Demon Disruption is good. So what you want to do is you don't run techies in the off lane anymore. Yeah, this is weird that I know how to run techies. I know, shame on me. But what you do is you go blast off level 1, this huge silencing nuke, and you just control for it. Okay, so bounty's on the table. I hope that means no techies.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the portrait in the bottom left because it turns black just before the animation completes. Now, Kunkka Silencer, pretty strong opening as well. Kunkka in the right hands can just do so much.
I think Abaddon is going to be contested here for the side of TNC. I think it's really strong on them. If you have the boat combo, you can just like put Abaddon in the front, and if you need to global, like just sitting in Abaddon in the front is your initiation. But we'll see how Mineski decides to respond. And Abaddon also removes the track from the bounty hunter, right? Yeah. So I think Mineski is considering that deny pick right now because it looks very strong on TNC.
Oh, Death Prophet for Death Prophet. One of these heroes that can be tanky enough to just deal with the Kunkka initiation and the damage that he brings. And as long as you've already cast your Exorcism, don't particularly care too much about Silence, or like if you cast Exorcism and some Spirit Siphons.
10 seconds remaining.
Verse Unity. We had the Weaver versus Death Prophet, and it just shredded the Death Prophet. You remember that game?
Oh yeah. You just very vividly where I still casted that one. Yeah. And just Death Prophet, nothing really to combo it up with. Nothing to make sure they can actually take a fight. No slows, no stuns.
And it was like a no armor build too. It was like that early oh. Hey, but that you had like a blink dagger on the Death Prophet. You didn't have a lot of armor, and I know armor items kind of got a little bit nerfed with the reworkings of armor.
Yep.
But here's the high armor coming out from the DK. Like you have Abaddon to remove track, you have DK to mitigate a lot of that spirit damage from Death Prophet, just with that built-in Dragon's Blood. So, and you also want to over Dragon the other team, right? Dragon drops casting the game. The other team has picked Jakiro. You gotta up the Dragon count.
Yeah,
a little
but
bit, right?
absolutely. But still, Jakiro has 2 heads, so it's essentially 2 dragons. So Mineski already won again. I said it in the last game. They picked Jakiro, so obviously they win the game. But like, I made it sound like it's I wasn't biased, but in the end, it was clear.
You know that there are technically 2 heads on a human anatomy. So Dragon Knight technically has 2 heads as well.
Sort of. But he doesn't have 2 at the same time.
Okay. Well, technically he would. But we'll leave that. Don't mind my dirty jokes, Dragon Drop. It's okay.
I don't know what to think about those jokes at this point.
Alright, we've got Doom. Why would you pick Doom versus Abaddon? This is interesting.
If you break him and mute him and silence him, then he can't get his ultimate off. So it could be Silver Edge Doom and just go try and counter him out that way.
Yeah, usually he doesn't die fast enough for.
That's the thing. But
right?
I don't know. This game, like, you have some good damage.
It's good Infernal Blade game. It's a really good Infernal Blade. Like you have Kunkka, Abaddon, and DK. That's like probably one of their main deciders there.
Yeah. Just like
Mineski.
Oh yeah. I kind of like this too. I want to say just again, the Abaddon's going to be an issue, but you have ways to play around it. It's Mineski's ideas, I think, to just focus on everyone else first, ignore the Abaddon as much as you can. That only works if he doesn't build up a crazy amount of damage with radiances and whatnot.
Alright. Dragon Drop, what are your predictions? I'm going with TNC. I doubted their Luna last time, so that means Mineski will win, but that's beside the point. But I'm saying TNC is going to win. My Theban death count is going to be 7 this game. And actually, no, I'm going to go for 9. 9 deaths on Silencer. And the number of items dropped, I'm going to say 0. Who wins?
I was looking at Mineski. I see Doom being very tanky, and TNC kind of lack damage early on against that kind of stuff. Same for the Death Prophet, very survivable. Then you have that Jakiro Void combo with the Exorcism Spirits on the outside. You have track goals. I don't know. I kind of like Mineski's lineup here, and TNC. I think the ease of execution is against them. You gotta time out the Silencer ulti properly. You gotta make sure that the Kunkka spells are on the right targets. And I don't know.
Well, we'll see how it goes. Luna's gonna have to like run in to get these eclipses off, but we'll see how it goes. Theban death count. Any guesses?
Just say. Silencer, right? Say 8.
Okay, 8.
Just to be one off your guess.
Prepare for battle.
Sounds good.
That's the most exciting. Yeah.
Let's
just like,
play some Dota.
Either we're both wrong or one of us is right. I guess that's true for any prediction. I guess. Oh well.
Magnus lived and Raven Normushi died in that fight that we had half an hour to predict what was going to happen. So
just goes to show that we have no idea how Dota works at this point.
It's a new patch. Yeah. Things aren't always predictable.
Yeah.
I do actually really like your point about TNC having a hard time controlling fights. Like, yes, they have Kunkka and DK has a stun, but really Mineski may get to choose their fight here and choose their initiation, which could be very impactful. Doom gets Shadow Blade and is able to like doom the Luna, prevent any sort of like eclipses going off.
Yep.
And even things like Chrono, like Luna has a lot to worry about this game. She's going to need Manta to get rid of the silence from Death Prophet. She'll definitely need a BKB, and she'll need a Linken's to deal with Doom. So, you know, but I just can't doubt Luna like that. I did it once and it failed me, so clearly I've got to go with Luna this game.
Oh, it was mid Luna though, right? Have classic mid DK, I believe. Ooh.
Yeah, Raven. They are a little bit close. It looks like Luna's mount is eating DK's head. If you look in on this, it's a really good. She's got the taunt going on.
Oh yeah, just going to showcase mode.
Yeah, that's good, right?
The mouth, the head's actually like the mouth.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's
good. That's like
also looking like he's
screenshot-worthy here.
stumbling a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Print screen.
Hash that
Do I
button.
have? Oh, I can't pause. Well, that would have been bad if I unpaused the game.
Whoops.
Whoop. Thank you, Valve, for not That would have been bad.
I don't want to try it out to confirm. Apps is reconnected. Ready to go. Game number 3, ladies and gentlemen. If you're just tuning in, best of 5 finals here. It's 1-1, so it might as well be a best of 3. Except, like, in a normal best of 3, oh, best of 5 in Captain's Mode, you could say, oh yeah, but the meta develops and you have counter picks and bans and whatnot. But in the Captain's Draft, that's not really the case, is it? Because you always have different heroes.
Yeah, you have to make use of the tools as like being given to you.
You have to
You know
make
why
your
I
own
think
meta every single game.
Yeah. Well, it's not technically a meta if you're recreating it every game. It's more like develop a strat. I think TNC lost that game due to some justice. Raven taunting the entire game on Life
yeah.
Stealer.
Doing the same with Luna now? Yeah.
Yeah.
Him and Tim's both.
Yeah. That's justice. It's bounty. Potential free rune here. I wonder if he'll leave for Moon? No. Alright. Here we go.
So, 2 for 2. I find it very interesting that this change just kind of shifts things around a little bit to a point where it's safer to go for 2 runes on one side of the map here, rather than both of the runes on your side.
Yeah. I think that's been fairly well established. Now it's just been like, it's not safe. Just give up your runes, do a block, and then TP to your lane.
Alright, so how are these lanes looking? Jab's sticking around the bottom a little bit. Doom went for the Infernal Blade first. Bit of a dual lane for the time being. Up top, Mushi's being tri-lane on this phase. No Puma Shield means that he's gonna take even more harassment from these ranged supports. 1237 is they're gonna be very happy about that.
Yeah, I think Jabs is going to have a hard time finding a place in this game because you've got an Abaddon, pretty hard to gank. You have DK, fairly hard to gank. But with Death Prophet Spirit Siphon, they may be able to do it. But that's on cooldown for an R20.
Level 1 is kind of underwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
On cooldown doesn't really do any damage. Hit level 2, level 3 it's a little bit better.
Looking for a courier, nothing there. Ice trading with Sam, mate spot.
That's... how's this... If this stays a 1v1, which is not going to be Ninja Boogie, the mech notation. Just kind of leaving the Faces Void to be in this offlane role. That they're putting on more
Sam H
Sam
is
H is
a
out of
problem.
mana. He does have a Mango, but he also needs the cooldown. Photic Shield. Down 1 second, is he eating it? Nah, yeah he is. And Jab's actually taking quite a few tower shots. MH getting very close to death. There has to use his consumables to get him back up to snuff, but now we can once again trade against the Doom.
That's so much information. Mushi has to be careful here.
There's an X available, so chip away. At some point they go for the X, which is low enough to be busted down after back, but
Kind of feels like an off-lane void almost.
oh yeah, certainly is. Being tri-lanes, you don't get any farm. Yeah, it's exact same situation. Bottom lane again.
Question is it worth it? Bottom, they're going on Sam H again.
That was his last Photic Shield. Run through it, slow him down from the dual breath. This time they should be able to get the kill. There's a team reaction though from 2 people. Tim's. The other one will be cancelled as that spell horrent enough to just keep them at bay. Again, Sam H survives.
I think this is favoring TNC. They've got fairly good CS. I think Cuckoo's having a little bit hard time in the mid, but Raven's happy. He's getting the free farm, essentially.
Yep.
Void's getting very little CS. Raven can farm and taunt to his heart's content.
So, even with everything, mid lane still fairly even. Green blood. And offsetting that Spirit Siphon disadvantage. Yeah, I can't help but wonder that this really favors team. Because like, it really comes down to who can do more with less between the Abaddon and Mushi. Right? He's gonna get gone on again.
Courier? Courier? Can he get it?
One, slow down. Two, he gets it. Yeah, jabs. Starting to make plays here. That's the other question mark, right? How much can this bounty hunter do? This is first real action here after this attempts down bottom.
It's got a good start. Moon's making a play mid here. He's got the 3 points.
Next the bounty rune, and now slow down on 1437. Moon, middle lane is fine, but yeah, that's the first blood here. Straight up running down. Good interception again. Jabs making that rotation all the way from mid lane. Next the bounty rune. Mushi with a time walk gets his own one as 1437 tries to get it. And it repairs some of this laning stage quite a bit with that kind of plays.
Yeah, Mushi's actually got more levels than Raven, which is very, very surprising considering Raven should just be getting all the denies here. The fact that Mushi has only 6 CS, yet is equal experience.
Gonna go S3, Ninja Boogie coming through as well, straight at TP, nothing cancelled just. Oh, but then never mind, I spoke too soon. Bounty Hunter did have level 3, get the shoot toss off. You could kill the cat too. Very hard to achieve, but if you do, well.
Good rotation. Jabs is getting work done, and now they got a shrine up.
Looks like it, yeah. Moon has the salve and a bottle and stick charges, but he's holding on to it. Favor of the value shrine for people.
Do you know if they fixed the status resistance for X marks the spot cast on yourself on Kunkka? I don't think they have.
Not sure. Didn't even consider that as a thing, honestly.
Yeah, it's such a weird mechanic. Like, oh, you aren't stunned for as long because you have more strength. Like,
yep.
What?
Your strength, your good constitution. Like you're not.
Yeah.
Someone knocks you on the head, you can shrug it off better. You know?
Yeah. I don't really like the mechanic, but that's just my own personal take on it. As Cuckoo, good deny of that siege creep mid lane.
Like I haven't really seen the mechanic too much. It's not been game breaking. Like I reserve judgment.
All right, Jabs, you are a god. Mid lane.
Get gone on, doesn't get one Spirit Siphon off, but maybe a second. That is it. Starting to turn things around. Jabs the only one to rotate. But Moon, yeah, gotta be careful casting more spells here with the damage over time. But yeah, he's fine. Spirit Siphon, a hell of a drug. A hell of a drug here. A lot of damage already coming out from this guy. He's also maxing out the Shoyu Toss for the extra burst. Like they might go on Raven. Mushi does not quite have his level 6 just yet. Neither of them have, so hoping for a bit of a slowdown and gets it too. Might be able to get a time lock or two. Not lucky.
He's got the shuriken.
Doesn't want to throw it out. Instead, he gets X'd up as 1437 and Tim's both come through. Shoyu Toss would not have been enough, I believe. Wait. One more last hit on. Oh, right click on top of that.
That's a big kill to give away, giving Raven your killing spree this early on. But Mineski seems to like their CS isn't the greatest, but I think they're relatively stable within this lasing phase due to Jazz's success or Jabs's. If he gets his level 6 up soon, then they can apply some pressure elsewhere.
Goes back to the plan, right? And okay, again the X time walk. I'm right back. Chronosphere now. Ninja Boogie is there with the dual breath level 2. Ice Path to follow, so a little bit of extra control. They're looking to try and break down one here, and that's going to be Tim's. Raven with some body blocks. Slowed down here as Moon makes a rotation. They're looking for this Luna, trying to TP out. Time lock, not again. Doesn't get it again, but they have plenty of burst damage. Bring him down. 1437. Speaking of bringing people down, Jabs getting close here. One more right click, but he should be fast enough. There it is. Ice Path wouldn't have flashed, I believe.
Moon's got Arcane Rune, so he can pop the Exorcism here and then go for this tower.
That's exactly what it does. Well, mid, Dragon Knight is trying to take advantage of that. Cuckoo is working away. The Boogie found himself an Invis soon, but he does need some more help if he wants to actually go for a kill. Even just to chase him away, honestly. Will reveal himself now, getting rid of the next creep wave.
It's crazy how this D can take this tower almost as fast as the Death Prophet with Exorcism up.
Yep.
Runs forward, gets one last attack off to get the burn.
Yep. Max efficiency. Speaking of burn though, dual breath, level 3, so it looks like Boogie might be going for the same kind of build.
He does get that Valley Point in the Ice Path just for that TP cancel. And it worked quite well. Set up with the Chrono.
Last time around he also maxed that out, even for going the macro power. In this game with the Chronosphere, might just opt to do it differently and just get that macro power at level 6. Okay, again. What's going on here? Ice Path. Things around a little bit here now. TP in from Doom. He does have his own ultimate. He wants to throw it out here. They're holding on to it for the time being. They got Cuckoo anyway. Nice little stomp there from Ice's Ice to make that work. Big commitment here, but yeah. Going to gank around. All you're really looking for with this kind of lineup. Just keep fighting.
Yeah, Mushi's just farming top. Raven's kind of like hasn't done much in this laning phase. He had all that space, and now Mushi's just like, hey, I've got more levels than you. Don't have quite as many CS, but hey, like things are looking out pretty good for him.
What's the plan here for the Luna? I mean, Raven, he's still farming. He's top of the net worth, but what can they transition it into next?
Raven builds it a bit differently. He tends to go for the Dragonlance over the kind of mask build up right away. He likes to kind of push down towers instead of farm those jungle creeps as much with his team and fight.
Oh, and preventing the Ice Path could have actually been quite devastating there.
Jabs is cruising. Think he'll get this courier? He sees it.
Maybe. Might get it on return.
Yeah.
Let's actually bring Blades of Attack. If you could have gotten it on the way there, that would have been... They also have the courier shield though, so they pay attention. Never mind, it's one shot, holy hell. That works. Face boost from ally. One shot couriers. Good. Also has a track up and running now. Could actually take a fight here. There's a TP down to the bottom lane. I believe. Hunting for jabs.
Yes, the sentry.
See him up on the high ground. The dust does not connect, but yeah, he goes through tower vision for a second. Don't want to commit too many more resources. He's TPing out.
He doesn't have invis.
Oh no, mistakes were made.
It's
one of these moments where it's like, oh yeah.
But then, like, he goes for that track.
It's a play that I would make. It's like, oh yeah, I need to keep tracking out people, but then don't have the cooldown and invis. Which is fine, Sam H. Maybe not so much. I mean, he stands up, slow down.
We'll doom him, I think.
They're just gonna kill him.
Oh, Spirit Siphon. Good try for the self-deny with the Mistcoil.
Was she also dodging the same kind of pressure up on the top lane? Doing a good job catching up actually. Only 500 gold away from the Luna.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
We've yet to see Raven kind of leave this top lane. He's just kind of like sitting up here, farming, pushing towers. But he has to be careful here, otherwise Moon may just, with the Exorcism, push down too many of his towers and then his map will be gone.
Yeah, and it's a 1-for-1 trade there. Mid-tier 1 did go down to the DK pressure.
They
The one downside of Ninja Boogie's build, you cannot really match that with Liquid Fire because it's such a long cooldown. So I'd rather have it for the fights actually, for the attack speed slow. Now Cuckoo comes through. We'll get that. Moon, a couple spells, the silence on everybody, pretty damn strong. And now the Ice Path just to keep 1-4-3-7 away here. Javs tracked him up and brings him down. And now Mineski though in a bit of a compromising position. The Eclipse coming through. They'll bring down Mushi before he can do anything else. That's a big kill to get here without a Chronosphere. It'll be easy for TNC to finish up the rest of these heroes if they can get a hold of him. Jabs this time, he'll be able to finish it.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Be the end of
Good
that.
rotation by Raven.
2-for-1 with the track. But a lot of extra gold for him, yeah. Raven coming in with the first eclipse of the game.
And he just goes right back top. This is classic Raven for you. Guys, I've come to a fight. Don't blame me. I'm gonna go farm and I'm gonna go farm some more. Which is how you should play Luna, of course, right? You don't want to just like push continually or quite a low HP pool, and you really benefit from the Moonglaves.
Yep.
Bottom lane, ice. Wanting to pop that ulti probably.
Trying, but with under the tower. Quite have an eye on all the rotations. Even though he does have the ward in the back, so let's see most teleports. So, not really worth it. Even if you cannot have the immediate follow-up anyway. Hero in front of the Roche pit, Kuko's just gonna grab it.
I think Jabs is kind of giving his team the option of going for Roche by picking up this Medallion of Courage and going into the Solar Crest. They don't have the best physical damage, but if they want, they can pop the Death Prophet ultimate and go for it with the Solar Crest maybe in a bit.
Yep.
Probably be best to take away this mid tier 1 tower though from the Radiant before they go for Roche.
What other options would there be for the bounty? I guess Hype of Insight instead, or going towards a guarding. But him having face boots already.
Mm-hmm.
Hard for that, but see Raven here.
I wonder if he saw Cuckoo or not.
I think so. They have very limited vision. I think they must have seen Raven. They definitely see him now. That's a big value target. Nothing to counter that out yet. Yeah, as I was saying, Exorcism, Spirit Siphon already going. Global Silence doesn't do anything. Raven just straight up dies. Samage comes in to try and turn this around, but it's too late. Mineski grabbed the quick pick, and now guess what? Top lane. As Mushi pushing it out, Exorcism will help finish up the tower very rapidly.
Meanwhile, Ice doing his thing. Sealing the creeps bottom. Gonna apply some pressure, but Cuckoo shuts that down quickly. Oh, they may go for Moon here. Or they're just looking for some harass.
Yeah, just running him down. They have the X back. The Moon get dodged by the Yules. Ice Path coming through to put a little bit of harassment up on 1437. Coming on to Mooney, I'm not sure if that's the best idea. It does have another 2 Spirit Siphons available. I think that the next one is goes down. Yeah, X back into the boat. This time that's enough burst. Regardless of that. Raven's still sitting around here, was trying to help, but now he's being X back himself. Will just be another casualty.
I'm helping, team. I'm helping. Meanwhile, bottom lane.
Oh hey,
Okay.
that's something off of that. That's good. First Doom usage of the game, I believe. Yeah.
Radiant structures are fortified.
And a track kill as well.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel about the Ice thinking about going Blink? That's what he has queued up. Oh, as they may go on Tim's here.
Again, the courier. Damn H. Not the target. Tim's down bottom. Yeah, he's gonna be another track kill eventually. That is Jabs next to himself. So, they're grabbing things all over the map. And you're asking about the Blink Dagger?
Yeah, I was thinking Doom might actually go for the Silver Edge over the Blink Dagger. And look at this, he's just going straight BKB. Yeah, he was thinking, do I want initiation or do I just want to tank up in front line for my team? And I don't think he needs to get the big Blink initiation this game. He can just kind of walk up, let DP and Void kind of control the fights with their ultimates.
Yep.
And just be that BKB presence.
I think that what the plan is, especially also with the Solar Crest not completed. I think they want to find a way to get into Roche, get Aegis on DP. At that point you can just do the play of, hey, we're hitting your tower, try and fight us. We have an exorcism going, like, good luck. And then you face this Void Mushi in the back, just win to counter initiate with the Chronosphere, and then you also have the Doom tanking up in the front as kind of the secondary front laner.
Dodge. Good smoke dodge by Mushi. Great.
Yeah.
Great game sense.
Yeah, so you have this extra frontliner that you can't really kill because you have no physical damage right now. All of TNC is magic.
It's like you were just talking about that.
Was I? I was talking about a pipe from Jabs. It's kind of the same idea. Alright, it's all tank up, but now Roshan not quite there just yet here. TNC, they're coming in, throwing the boat, but Mineski already out of the pit. Exorcism already with a very healthy duration expired. A quarter left, so TNC is a good place for them to fight. Maybe even stack Roshan themselves if they manage to force Mineski back. Meanwhile, Boom coming in from the side. Ultimate available, straight up throws it out onto the DK. Follow up silence here. Track starting to mount up. Samage in front here. They going out some spells on him, triggering the ultimate first. They're kind of being very timid, but now Mushi potential for a really big Chronosphere if he had the vision up top, on top of the Macropie here. There it is now, with the Eclipse still going. You'll start for the most part here on DP, but the Torrent will still connect from the side. The Global Silence to follow. It is TNC who get a better end of this trade. Moon gonna be dragged back with the Axe. Meanwhile, Rest Mineski at least finish off the Silencer, but at what cost? Double kill for Raven. Now looking for the next one. Japs is the chosen target, already dusted up. Cannot even be X'd back because Raven finishes off the triple kill, and now TNC a little bit more sustained here. Mineski trying to wait out initiation here, trying to keep trigger the abandoned ult, find a way into this fight. But this Chronosphere, they couldn't capitalize on it because of the Eclipse already going, as well as the great Torrent there from Tims, who's now finding another one, but quite get the timing right with the boat. I think it just came.
It's got an X, but they're not going to go. Yeah, Mushi actually decided to do this weird play where he time walked back to his high ground instead of going for the immediate Chronosphere. Macropyre wasn't down at that point, but if he would have gotten it off there, he would have gotten it off before Raven got off Eclipse. And the issue was when he chronoed the Luna, Eclipse was already going, and so he couldn't run up and hit that Luna because he would have just died to the Eclipse, right?
Yeah.
So the Chronosphere, although it was good placement, was just a little bit too late, and Raven with the quick fingers got off the Eclipse.
Yeah. Long and short of it.
Yeah,
like, it was a while where the Macropyre was already down, there was still gonna be a good Chronosphere target.
Yeah.
Like,
it just wasn't the right time.
Yeah. What was it? Like, Macropyre was here, and Chronosphere could have been, like, here or something like that.
Yeah. Because they saw Raven with their wards, but they just decided to hold off. And then when they went, it was too late.
I'm gonna have to fix that for next time. The combo is still very strong, I guess. Any sort of pipe, nothing like that in the works. Maybe Dragon Knight will go for it again, but for now it's casual cloak.
Moon has the Hood of Defiance on Mineski, so I've seen a lot of teams either get the casual cloak or just go up to the hood, but in terms of completing the pipe, that seems to be in very like specific circumstances, and you much rather have other items.
Yep.
Alright,
odd, because that's the item that we've seen multiples of almost against certain matchups for the longest time, but not in this game. Not yet, anyway.
Dire's position bottom. It's almost like they want to try to force TNC back here. But TNC are looking for the Mushi kill as Mushi just backs. What game sense? This guy.
Yeah, I mean,
he's got smoke sensors or detectors, I guess it would be. Like,
where did they smoke? I mean, if they smoked in mid under the ward, then
they smoked
that's
here.
Impressive. Oh yeah, okay.
So they ran up through there, and Mushi's like farming here, and he's just like, no, I'm back. I haven't seen them.
Not the hardest one to infer. Like if you're pushing bottom, you have a ward in their jungle as well. You don't see anyone there. You don't see anyone in the lanes. It's like, all right, better not take the chance.
Arcane Rune on DP could be nice. It's always that benefit to get that early, like, exorcism cooldown coming. But Raven's going to threaten high ground. He's got his Dragon Lance. He's got his Manta. This is how Raven likes to play.
The
I'm going to pressure
Macropyre down early, so just to try and get rid of some of these creeps instead of uncomboed up with the Macropyre. Damage is still being done though. Mineski, they're the ones forced back. The good Chronosphere Aegis might not matter, but TNC not giving them that chance. They're all retreating as a unit.
Yeah. And you have to be careful about the potential for backstabs with this shrine. Like, Void could always smoke up, TP to the shrine, and get that Chronosphere jump from behind you, right? So you want to have the good vision of that.
I think he wants to go for like a Link or Shadowblade next to try and find more of these?
If he goes Blink, he loses the potential of gaining the attack speed from Shadowblade. Shadowblade costs more than Blink. So the question is whether or not he wants to prioritize doing damage in Chronosphere or getting a quality Chronosphere. And I think Void needs to do damage in addition to the Death Prophet and the Jukiro. Like, he needs to scale as well. There's also the problem of them having Bounty Hunter on their team. So pro teams are going to have sentries down in either case, let's be honest, but you know, it's just that added, like, oh, my Shadow Blade is less effective because we have a bounty and they probably already have sentries down.
Yeah. Value proposition that math doesn't quite work out as well. Right? Speaking of Shadow Blades, Cuckoo picked one up from himself. Gonna use it. Fine. Maybe find something down here, but still does illusions. Bottom. Your Luna will also be tracked up.
Trust me, I know how to handle such power.
I would have liked to see a BKB on Cuckoo, but the Shadow Blade also works very well. He does have the Casual Cloak as Aegis is expiring. Yeah, it just expired, I think.
Yep. Seconds ago. Now they're still gonna group up for this tier 1 tower. Mineski kind of group up like they want to fight this. There's not too much vision behind the tower for TNC. We just have to be a little bit careful about grouping up too much.
Oh, there's a wrap. There's a wrap here. Tim scouts it out though. He gets the...
X will be dodged. BKB though into the stun. That's kind of missing. The Doom though onto the Abaddon, trying to bring him down first. Meanwhile, Global Silence here delaying some of this, and maybe they can bring down the Faceless Void. X back stunned up. No Chronosphere for this fight. And the Doom will also expire. Abaddon's very much alive. And Moon with the ultimate takes quite a bit of damage himself, but now gets the ult stepped off on top of that ultimate. They're looking for Raven, trying to bring him down. They will. 1437 next on the list. Cuckoo, he's just trying to turn things around, but now he's the next one. One by one they fall. Moon barely able to keep himself alive. He took like half damage from something there. Some sort of burst coming through, but it's not enough after the fact.
They are
doing quite a bit.
Playing so well from Mineski. They understand TNC's weakness. They don't have a lot of burst damage. They just take out the Abaddon, and then they all share the Eclipse damage. Yes, Void goes down, but they recognize that they can take the fight without Chrono. And Moon with those Spirit Siphons just tanks so much damage. But if you don't kill the enemy heroes, big surprise, they're going to damage you back.
Oh, really?
Right?
Hashtag expert analysis.
Yeah, hashtag expert analysis. But TNC's draft just lacked that burst damage. They have DK, and he doesn't have a lot of attack speed. Like, yes, the Shadow Blade helps, but he doesn't have a lot of burst. It's just Luna that they're dependent on.
Yeah. The Luna, it's like the Lucent Beam with Bree Fire together. I think that might have been even what brought Moon so low in the initial fight, but yeah, I mean, talked about it.
This is
and that was a fight without Chronosphere even. That's the craziest part for me. Just imagine Mineski getting to jump on like 2 or 3 heroes with like Exorcism going outside the Chronosphere and Macropie and everything else.
And in addition, Moon's going to have level 3 Exorcism. Top that. As top lane, Tim's TP's out. Good play by him.
Wall Stomp used to gain, I guess. He did go back for the Blink on the Doom, so let's have that Blink Stomp.
Mushi says, screw it. I'm not dying anymore. I'm going BKB. You guys are winning the fights without me. You don't need me to do damage. I'm just going to tank up, get the BKB so I don't have to worry about Eclipse. I think it's a smart call by him.
Also last of course to do that. Moon also has his inventory. Still 10 seconds. Doom used this in the first one in the last fight. Still very healthy in that sense. So TNC, they kind of feel the pressure right now. They're smoking up together. Next Roshan, very long respawn timers. Gonna get anything, get lucky in that sense. So that go towards the other side of the map, perhaps setting up again for the tier 1 tower, but they don't even have a creep over there. Instead, it's just a play for mid.
Oh, look at those! Look at these pings from Moon, just being like, they're in here, they're in here.
quite see them. Death Prophet from the other side.
Wants the bounty.
That is this. They saw now, just with the last bit of daytime.
Yeah.
Oh no. That's so
Look how
annoying
fast
as well
he
because
is.
it's past the minute mark. It's a couple of seconds. Still not fixed in that sense. So Death Prophet caught a glimpse, but
Oh,
Moon might
stun.
still be caught here. Did not opt BKB TP or go a little bit further down. Oh, mistakes were made.
Weird spot to TP.
We should
Guess
either
it
go
didn't
like
have vision.
around the corner or down there, but yeah, I guess maybe didn't expect him to go that way.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower.
Tower will
has
fall.
fallen.
The back door.
This is usually the push that takes these two offlane Dire towers. Radiant usually doesn't want to spend a lot of time on this side of the map, so they just push down these two towers at once, and then they go back to defend and push out their lanes.
Radiant's top tower.
Have a TP back though from Mushi. He's got the BKB up. Death Prophet up in 20.
Mineski don't feel too comfortable pushing towers of their own. TNC, that one so falls back, kind of splitting up a little bit. Going to Dragon Knight up here. He's being tracked up, so he cannot rely on the Shadow Blade whatsoever to keep him safe necessarily until Samage comes through, dispelling it.
Yeah. It's interesting how they have the opportunity for counterplays. Like they can deal with track with the aphotic shield, but TNC's issues is they just lack damage in these fights. Like Eclipse is great, and it's good now that Raven has level 3. Well, I guess good for TNC.
It's only really useful against the supports though at this point.
Yeah, because all the BKBs are up now.
If you don't get the
Mineski,
jump on
there's-
Mineski's heroes, then yeah, they're just gonna run you over. Gonna have
And they
plenty
can
of time
just-
to find the right angles for the chronos and whatnot.
Yeah. And they don't need to like wait for global to pop their BKBs either. Like they can just BKB and drop Chronosphere, and then Void's like, I don't care if global or not, right? Like
Global still applies though after you already
Yeah.
magic win, right? Yeah.
yeah, it still applies, but Void at that point, and like Death Prophet is a very like cardinal example of you globaled.
Yeah.
That's too bad. I've got Yules and like my exorcism's already running. Mineski scouts at Roshan. I think this is going to be one of the defining fights, the Roche fight coming up.
DKB also freshly picked up on a DK. This could potentially be the game changer, but Mineski
DK
start off first. Yeah, there's the global silence early. Now they need to get something with that. Moon pops the BKB, so does the Doom in the back. The Doom on the Ravens. The Eclipse is already going to Chronosphere on 2. Now into the Macropire. Moon with the Exorcism on the other side. One of them is the balance, so he will not die immediately. Kuku still also gets the BKB off on the other side, so not quite as effective in terms of kills. Kuka, first one to fall, stun up on Doom as he... Oh, nice Ice Path though. Then it'll still stun up the Dragon Knight for a little bit. Exorcism still going to back, 1-4-3-7. It's not the target that they want. Team Moon just running down Samage. And he will fall. That's a Trackle. The stun to try and keep Kuku alive, but now he's the one tanking up the Exorcism. It will end now though, but nice little Ice Path again. Another track and a triple kill for the Death Prophet. Not the swiftest fight, but Mineski. They still use their spells. They press all the buttons.
They use their
And,
spells, they press the buttons.
and,
Is it my turn to say hashtag expert analysis?
I was inviting you at this point, but yeah, like straight back to Roche. Everyone's dead, or important heroes that they TNC need to win a team fight. So Mineski feeling comfortable enough to finish that off with that solo crest.
4
heroes.
BKB is coming out. I think TNC is realizing how underwhelming Silencer can be when the enemy team just like can pop their BKBs. Like when you global that early in the fight, Mineski still can choose to take the fight. They just pop their BKBs and they go from there. Cheese is available. Denied the cheese, Raven. Denied the cheese.
He didn't get it, did he?
No, he
it's
It's
makes a
on
lot of
Death
sense.
Prophet.
Aegis on Void, so if he can play a little bit more forwards and he can still get the Chronosphere off after the fact, and cheese on DP to keep the Exorcism going, because that does reset if you end up dying with Aegis.
Yeah, this is one of those games where in the other Luna game, TNC had the Chaos Knight to kind of have that burst damage where you reality rift someone in and just like destroy them then and there immediately. But in this game, Raven's the one who has to like do all this damage, and he just has BKB, like Manta Dragonlance. Like these are not heavy damage dealing items. Even Butterfly is a fairly defensive item. It gives you evasion, some attack speed, and agility, which is going to help with your damage, but it's not like Daedalus or anything, right?
Yep.
So DK is thinking to himself, like, sure, I need to tank up, and he wants to go for AC on Cuckoo, but that's not going to answer their problem in terms of how do they burst someone down without that person being chronoed or Reeves saving them. And Bounty now has the gems, so they can just take over the vision game. I think Mineski are in a very good place to close out this game with the next fight. Go high ground with Aegis.
Surviving doesn't really mean too much. I mean, what happened in the last fight? Both of the heroes that were caught inside the chrono survived it, but it wasn't enough to threaten Mineski in turn.
Ooh.
Now there it is. Blinks down with the Shivas. They're gonna look for 1-4-3-7. I'd pop off the mark, but doesn't really matter.
Up to 6, only 2 more left, and you're perfect drag and drop on his death count.
Might just get there.
I think you're going to be closer. I think Mineski may close out this game soon enough, but, you know, TNC, they have the opportunity. They can execute this. It's going to be hard. It's going to be really hard.
Avoid just going full on right click with the talents too. You have to get the time lock damage, the attack speed, rather than the time lock range or the health or the strength. Yeah. Damage, time lock damage, attack speed.
Yep.
Full on right click. He was only missing the Mask Commanders, but just have the lats instead.
He did opt to go for the blink over the Shadow Blade. As we talked about earlier, you kind of don't want multiple sources of invisibility on the same team if you don't necessarily have to build it. And as we were kind of discussing earlier, Void, like, he built very tanky. Like, Vlad's BKB, Penta, fairly tanky. But he's able to get this damage by the talent tree, which I think is really cool, that you have flexibility in terms of your item build, and now it's your, like, talent tree build.
Butterfly completed. Yeah. A bit of a... Well, it's also the... Luna also has, like, the two ways, really. You can go the right-click build with the attack speed, Luna Blessing, stats, and then lifesteal, or you can go the Eclipse build with the other talent choices. But in this game, obviously, with all the BKBs already out, it's not really the way that you can afford to go. Now Sam H dragged up. The rest of his team already TP'd back home, so he's left to his own devices. Ultimate is well and good, but it's only delaying the inevitable at this point. They don't have to commit anything for this kill. That gold lead, not least to the track, up to now 15k.
It's a very low kill game. Like, TNC has 11 kills. This is a team that is known for liking to brawl as. Did Raven pick up this bottle recently? Or no, he is Moon's bottle. How does Raven have Moon's bottle?
What? Maybe he left it in the Roshan pit or something when they were going in. Yeah. I didn't even realize.
Items
That's
dropped
hilarious.
greater than 0. Maybe Moon was like, "Here, you can have this bottle. You'll need it to. You'll be able to fill it with your tears as we beat you."
Well, here we go. That's a push. They have Aegis. They have Chase. Where's the Aegis? There it is coming in. They're just daring TNC to go at them right now. The Glyph, try and delay this a little bit. Buy more time, but the exorcism extremely strong. It is Goku coming through with a dragon form. Torrens using some spells, trying to bait out one of these BKBs on Mineski, but full calm and collected. Just get the tower. Now go back. They're picking out the shrines. They're still playing as disciplined as TNC did in the first series against WG. Trying not to give TNC any way back into this, especially with the exorcism timing out together with the Aegis. So much safer play to do.
Yeah. I think TNC recognized, hey, Exorcist down. Why don't we try to make a play? Why don't we make a push? Let's sit behind Raven, try to take back as much as the map as we can, so that Mineski then have to push back through that map coverage that they've taken in order to make the next push with Exorcism.
Yeah. I don't think that Mineski is actually still happy though with this pace of game. I mean, they are ahead, they're gonna get further ahead with every single kill that they get, and just with the map control that they still hold. And if they delay until the next Roche, if they get that, they have Aegis, 2 cheeses potentially, if they hold on to this one that they have right now, and the Refresher Shard. So, potentially, 2 Dooms, or even more importantly, 2 Chronospheres. And that's some good shit that you can do with that on Mineski's lineup.
Radiant's top shrine
Yeah,
is
for
under
sure.
attack.
I think you may just want to like put it on the Death Prophet though, and do double exorcism. Just
Potentially
pop
as well,
the
yeah.
exorcism, take the racks, back out. But yeah, there's no reason for Mineski to force it. They've got a 20k gold lead at this point almost. It's just like they know they're ahead. They've had the map control. They've won the fight.
Radiant's
They've
top
doubled the
shrine
kills.
is under attack.
TNC needs to make the play.
I'm
And
looking
that's
for a
gonna be really
smoke,
hard.
but they don't. Oh, there it is. How did I miss that? I clicked on silence, I'm pretty sure. But anyway, they get the smoke off. That's a play that I wanted to make, as you just said. Dabs. Decent position, but TNC is not actually moving that way. They're wrapping around. They draw the line. Let's go up our own high grounds from the other side, I guess. Bit indecisive.
This is interesting. This is like a very
Stick around here, they'll be the ones with the high ground advantage. They could see TNC coming. Ushi,
oh, they see the courier. They see the courier.
Oh, the courier giving it away!
Dire's courier has
There it
been
is.
killed.
They get it. Smoke was expiring anyway. The jig is up.
Is under attack.
But Face of Void does get the MKBs. So with the attack speed that he gets from that, as well as his talents and whatnot, it's almost like the old MKB where you still get extra damage because 75% of the time you get 60 bonus damage. That's pure.
Yeah. But you don't get.
Radiant's
I don't
top
think you
shrine
get that
is
mini
under attack.
bash
Radiant's
proc
top
that can
shrine has
cancel
fallen.
TPs anymore though with the MKB.
Yeah.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Just like, hey, let's deal some extra pure damage and
Dire's middle
have a little
tower
bit
is
more
fallen.
like accuracy. I think is the word that it
Radiant's
uses
top
now.
tower is
Yep.
under attack.
Pierce chance?
Yes,
Pierce through
evasion.
evasion?
This is Pierce, but there's also
Yeah.
accuracy on like Atos. I think Solar Crest still.
Which is frustrating
Yeah, Crest still has
because
100%.
I'm pretty sure Pierce is the attack type of range creeps.
Yeah, piercing
There's a-
damage is technically like going through armor and shit, right?
Yeah.
But not damage.
Yeah. All right. TNC, what are you
It's
doing?
really odd. Like,
This is like the biggest cat and mouse game I've seen for a while.
very uncharacteristic for SEA Dota. Like the last couple of days, we've seen games like this where it's 11:22, except at the 10-minute mark.
Yeah. Like, look at them. They're all hiding in the.
So Shan, long respawns, so you can see whether they know it or not. They are very lucky that that's the case. Else Mineski would have just picked it up right now. And you're staring down that situation where double chrono, double exorcism.
Alright, this is the smoke to end all smokes.
Dire's bottom tower
Already
is
about to
under
expire
attack.
though. And now, what's the vision like on the Radiant side? They have this high ground wall. They see illusions coming in. They see everything that's going on. They decide to do something with that. Tim's is sitting in the front, but the rest of the TNC far back. They don't want to risk it right now. Or do they?
Radiant's middle tower.
Like,
is
it's not
under
gonna get
attack.
easier, right?
They have to push out mid. Like, you can't just let 2 siege creeps hit your tier 3 towers.
Radiant's
Like,
middle
I guess they've
tower is
DK
under attack.
DD and they want to do something with it. But fighting under Shrine does not seem like a smart decision.
But
Radiant's
even this
middle
late in the
tower
game
is
can
under
make a
attack.
difference. Moon. Yeah. I know something's up. They get rid of the ward.
Here's a wrap
this
from my
should be-
size.
Radiant's middle tower
Should be
is
the
under
retreat call here from TNC, and this is exactly when Mineski come in to pounce. They find Tims. He's creeping out, and yeah, there's the Infernal Blade. Cancel it. We'll go down eventually, right?
Yeah, eventually.
There we go. Mid lane. Oh wow, that's so much bigger. Dragonite. Chronosphere play with the follow-up. Luko pops a BKB late here, trying to armor talk his way out of it, but yeah, that's not gonna happen. It's Ninja Boogie who claims the last hit on this one. Now, Mineski, they have a choice. Do we go back for Roshan? Wushi is scouting it out, just missing it for a couple of seconds, so...
I think they
unless
want to
they
force
scout
DK
again,
buyback.
yeah.
They
That
know
also
that
works.
DK also doesn't have BKB now because he popped it before he died. Someone can just be like,
Same time, you don't have Chronosphere, but you still faces Void going in. He's just... That was quick. Blink in, hit the racks a couple of times. Buyback immediately forced out, and now Mineski, they can go back. They ping it out. This is the point where Roshan must have respawned, so they can be very sure about this. And there's still no Kunkka for 15 seconds. They should have enough damage, especially with everyone else making their way in. Here's Solar Crest available still from Jabs. Probably don't want to commit access for this one.
Yeah. They don't need to. One of the funny things is that TNC isn't showing, so Mineski doesn't want to take this fight, which is really funny, because they could just probably destroy TNC right now.
If they went for Roche, I would have done it already. As it stands, with them being scared means that TNC has some extra time to make this squad play. They're doing it right now, but Mineski, well, if they commit for this kind of a play, this kind of... Alright, we'll wait for them to come into us, because they have to fight us here, or else they just lose the game, more than likely. And they see it now. 1437 revealing himself. The axe back here. Blink in the silence to do onto DK. Can't do anything below silence to turn things around, but the BKBs are still there. Raven needs to do some damage from Mushi with the bashes. Another Chronosphere here. Exorcism in a little follow-up with the ice path eventually here. And the Macropire. They're bringing down the GK again. Raven next on the list. And it's just a calamity here. An absolute disaster. SamH trying to TP out. That was never gonna work. Now, hey, guess what? They want to fight with Exorcism. They get Roshan, Aegis, Cheese, Refresher, and another hero, perhaps? Tim's caught on the other side of the cliff. Up against the Doom. He's trying to man fight with the axe. He's giving them back, but he's tracked up. He will fall eventually. He doesn't have buyback either. 60 seconds on the sidelines for Kunkka as well as DK. And the other two heroes that are dead. Similar timings, but they do have buyback. The question is, what can they actually do with that? They have nothing to throw at them. No Global Silence. No Eclipse. SamH has his ultimate, but he doesn't have damage. And there's BKBs, there's Blink Stomps, there's Refresher, Aegis, Jesus out their ass at this point. Doom was tanking up some of the damage, the Refresher Exorcism. He used the shot. Doom does get the cheese off just in time, so he gotta get that kill. Mineski chasing TNC all the way back to the fountain. Playing bot racks, they're playing mid racks. Make a beeline straight for top. They're forcing out the Magus here eventually. Duels. Right clicks, Ice Path, but BKB comes on Raven. They're able to make their way back, but Space Created Moon is still chopping away. Second Exorcism ends. But only range tracks that'll fall very, very quickly indeed. TNC. If sort of a lineup to defend against this with the Luna.
Yeah.
They have a melt from a Dragon Knight, so they're kind of prepared for the situation. They have one more fight left in them.
Yeah, they may go for like some GG play, but they don't have buybacks. I think TNC is going to get a Perseverance or finish up the Lincoln Sphere with the Ultimate Orb. But they have so much to pop it. They've got track to pop. And like, are they really concerned about dooming the Luna? Not really. They can just doom whoever and just out-sustain them in fights.
Raven had some space then to fight to pop the beak before Roche bait. Like, he was standing there, he was right-clicking away, but it's just not enough.
What was that?
A bit odd, right? I think time walk back or something?
I think he time walked and blinked during the time walk. That looked really cool, actually.
Arc did it. What that was? Rune with the Indus Rune. And the Arcane Runes. Double rune action.
Team's got Refresher.
Raven! And SamH isolated. Moon comes in with the backstab to slow down Raven. Silence. Does not pop the BKB just yet. Tracked up now. Mushi, that is. BKB inside the Chronosphere, but damage is still being done. The bashes, the exorcism going. Raven turns things around with the Global Silence. They're trying to keep him alive, but it's not gonna happen. Down for the count. Macropire, Ice Path. SamH will fall, and this is a GG. Well played. Even as DK tries to make the kill happen, but double Shivas to celebrate. Mineski playing game number 3.
Alright, I see one TP scroll on the ground here. I don't count.